Hi guys and welcome to prediction week 17. It's midweek action where we've seen crazy results over the years, especially in the midweek action. So let's get straight to the predictions, and we start just the 7:45 kickoff tonight. Burnley versus Stoke. Going to be a very tough but good game, I think. Two teams that don't score a lot of goals but don't let a lot of goals in either, especially Burnley, and especially at home as well. You know, they've been a really good side under Sean Dyche this season, and I don't think they've conceded many goals, and I think they find themselves just a couple of points behind the top four actually. So you know, who knows? As I say, it's a very hard place to go to is Burnley. But as I say, if they could just score a couple of more goals, they'd be really up there. Stoke also don't really score a lot of goals, and again, you know, they've got a quite tight defence as well. So for this one, I'm going to go for a really tight game. I'm going to go Burnley 1, Stoke 1. Then we have two 8 o'clock kickoffs. The first one is Crystal Palace versus Watford. Again, two teams that don't score a lot of goals, but do concede a lot of goals. You know, especially Crystal Palace, who've had an absolutely awful season this year. But as I say, Watford don't score a lot of goals either, but they let a lot of goals in. So I'm going to go for the same result. I'm going to go Crystal Palace 1, Watford 1. The second 8 o'clock kickoff is Huddersfield versus Chelsea. And again, you know, I've said about Huddersfield this season, you know, I've been quite impressed with them. You know, they seem to be up there. I think they've. I did look at the table. I think they've dipped into 13th, something like that. So they've gone off the mark a little bit. Nothing to be too concerned about at the moment. I think there's way worse teams at the moment. So I don't think they've got any fear of going down. Say Chelsea, that's going to be a tough test. I know it's at Huddersfield, but it's going to be a tough test for Huddersfield. It'll be a tough test for Chelsea as well. But I think Chelsea will oversee the test just about. I'm going to go Huddersfield 1, Chelsea 2. Now we go to Wednesday's kickoffs, and we have three 7:45 kickoffs. Sorry, and we start with Southampton versus Leicester, and that's going to be the lively one that I'm going to go for. If Southampton can play anything like they did against Arsenal on Sunday, I think they've got a really good chance to get a really good result here against Leicester. And if Leicester can turn up like sometimes they do and get in your face and score a lot of goals, then I think we're in for a cracker. I'm hoping that's going to be the case. I'm going to go Southampton 2, Leicester 2. Then we have Newcastle versus Everton. I thought Everton were absolutely dreadful on the weekend against Liverpool. I thought Liverpool were really unlucky. You know, not to win that Merseyside derby. Okay, yes, you can argue you've got to put these chances away. You know, Liverpool had about 16 attempts, and but there was only something stupid like 3 shots on target. You know, so that's not good enough. You know, so in one way we can say, yeah, they were unlucky not to win that. But in the way, like I say about Arsenal, you know, if you don't put your chances away, there is only yourself to blame, really. Nowhere near was it a penalty. You know, Calvin Lewis brought that, and should have said the referee brought it as well. You know, but he gave it, and obviously, of all people, it had to be Wayne Rooney that scored, didn't it? You know, in front of all the Liverpool fans. But yeah, I don't think they really deserved that, to be honest with you. I don't think Newcastle's going to be as hard as Liverpool. It's not going to be the same kind of atmosphere either. You know, let's get it right. That was a Merseyside derby. And Newcastle will make it tough, but it won't be, you know, as tough. As I say, the atmosphere won't be the same or anything like that. But I do think that Newcastle are going to nick it. I'm going to go Newcastle 1, Everton 0. You know, the only thing I could possibly say, you know, about Everton since they've had Sam Allardyce in charge is that they have tightened up a little bit in defence. As I say, you know, but then again, you look at that, you know, 16 attempts. Is that good defending? I'm not sure, but only 3 shots on target. So take that how you will, you know. But as I say, they don't concede many now. They only conceded 1 against Liverpool, if you like, and ended up drawing that game, which would have been they would have been the much happier camp over the weekend. So, you know, I suppose that's one positive to take for Everton fans, but they really do need to improve their football, you know, and start getting some points on the board and start playing some decent football as well. To be honest with you, because I say on another day they could have got absolutely murdered 5-6-0 against Liverpool. They were really that bad, so they really need to start waking up and starting to put some performances together. But yeah, Newcastle 1, Everton 0. The first 8 o'clock of the Wednesday is Tottenham versus Brighton, and again I spoke about Brighton this season. You know they've been, I think they've dipped a little bit as well, but I don't think they've really got much fear of going down to the Championship. As I said, I think there's worse teams down there. Tottenham haven't looked great for me for the last couple of weeks. Yes, I know they won on the weekend, but you know they haven't really been great the last couple of weeks, and I think that they're gonna struggle and get a draw on Wednesday as well. I'm going to go Tottenham 1, Brighton 1. Then we have Manchester United versus Bournemouth. Again, I thought Manchester United were rather poor against Manchester City as well. Whether it was just Manchester City were far too strong for them, I'm not sure. But Gary Neville also said it at half time. He says that wasn't like Manchester United up for a derby. They didn't really seem up for it or anything like that. And he said that he would have thought, you know, considering they equalised on the stroke of half time, that they were going to be a much stronger Manchester United side in the second half, and it never really came. I thought they were really poor, and I thought that Manchester City were actually all game, to be honest with you. But again, I can't see Bournemouth putting the performance like Manchester City did. I'm going to go Manchester United 2, Bournemouth 0. But Bournemouth will make it quite hard. But I think that Manchester United should be, and you would have thought, be strong enough to see off Bournemouth. So that's why I've gone 2-0. Then we have Liverpool versus West Brom, and I've missed one out here, but I'll go back to that in a minute. Liverpool versus West Brom, and again I spoke about Liverpool, and I think I'd say if they can put the chances away, they play anything like they did on Sunday, I can't see them having much problems against West Brom. I'm going to go Liverpool 3, West Bromwich Albion 1. Sorry, I missed one out. We have Swansea versus Manchester City, and again I just spoke about Manchester City, and again I don't think Swansea is going to be, well, say they wouldn't be as hard as Manchester United, but I don't think Manchester United really made it that hard for them, to be honest with you, but you kind of get what I'm saying. So I'm going to go Swansea 0, Manchester City 2. And then to finish off the midweek action, we have West Ham versus Arsenal. I thought Arsenal were absolutely dreadful on the weekend as well against Southampton. Again, Southampton, if they'd have put the chances away, there could have been 3 or 4 0 out of sight before, and that's in the first 20 minutes of the game. Arsenal are really, really that bad. Charlie Austin was absolutely tearing us apart, and I think West Ham's going to do exactly the same. I think they're going to get in our faces. They're going to say, what better team to play when you want some points and get in someone's face? Arsenal. And I think it's going to be the same result. I think Arsenal are going to struggle. They're going to go a goal down, and I think maybe someone like Giroud or Lacazette is going to get us out of trouble. So I'm going to go West Ham 1, Arsenal 1. So that's been my predictions for the midweek action, guys, and I will see you Friday for the weekend's predictions. Thank you for watching, guys.